What it do, RIZZLE fam? It's your boy Big Man. Just when we thought that Boosie had T.I in the corner, he came right back with a haymaker of his own. T.I came straight for Boosie with the killer track, and he brought company with him too. We've seen a little back and forth take place in these last couple of weeks between the two Southside rap legends, Boosie Badazz and T.I. It's funny how friends can turn foes quickly in the rap game. What started off light and silly turned into outright beef, and it's not stopping at all, it seems like. T.I just keeps on coming at Boosie. Just a few days ago, he dropped a track on which he absolutely slammed Boosie. Here's the dealio. The recent beef between Boosie and T.I started unexpectedly, and to be completely honest, out of nowhere. You do not expect to see two rappers who are in the process of making an album together just turn on each other and forget about their relationship. But it do be like that sometimes, and the reason why Tip and Boosie lost respect for each other was because of a late video of T.I, in which he allegedly snitched on his dead cousin.
Me and my cousin too. Cousin too, God rest his soul. We had a little hustle we were running. He had like freight trains and truckloads.
T.I hosted an episode of his Expeditiously podcast, and one of the topics that were discussed during the show was the topic of snitching. T.I claimed that he never cooperated with the police, but he shared one story from his teenage days in which he got caught by the police and had to make a deal. He reminded us all that day when he and his cousin Toot got pulled over by the cops as they were reselling fancy clothes at the back of their car. Unfortunately for them, they also had a burner with them in the car, and because of that, things went left. Someone had to take the blame, but it wasn't obvious who that person was going to be. Since Tip's cousin died not long after the gun charges came in, T.I.'s lawyer advised him to put the blame on Toot in order to clear his name. T.I did exactly that, and he walked out a free man. However, that little situation with the law cost Tip a friendship some 20 years down the road. The fact that Tip told on his dead cousin Toot got around town quick. Boosie heard about what was going on. Because Boosie doesn't want to have nothing to do with snitches, this meant problems.
Fucking don't understand, we coming for that motherfucking spot.
This bitch here finna break them up. What we naming this one?
I don't give a fuck what we name. I don't give a fuck what we name.
I don't know the official tell he is official.
You see, Boosie and T.I were in the process of making a joint album together. They were about to drop an entire mixtape together, and all they needed was a few more days. However, once Boosie saw T.I.'s true colors, he felt a certain type of way about that. He decided to cancel the mixtape and throw it in the trash altogether. True Boosie fans know that Boosie always is gonna hate a snitch. That's just how he likes to roll. And if you're a snitch, then he's got nothing to do with you, and you ain't got nothing in common with him. This man is a true G and always stays true to his code. He is the streets, and the streets always supported Boosie. In a world of snakes and rats, Boosie is one of the few who actually never crossed his word and kept it 100 all the way. For him, even telling on your dead homies is a form of snitching because you had to make some sort of deal, right? That's when things went wrong between Boosie and T.I. Now, T.I tried real hard to show the community that he ain't really a snitch and that his papers are clear. He even went as far as organizing a party during which he publicly showed these released documents where you could see exactly what happened during his trial.
Fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body.
That all happened after Boosie roasted Tip online and called him a rat during a DJ Vlad interview. As you can see, Tip felt real stupid after what took place. Boosie's opinion mattered a lot to him, otherwise he wouldn't go full mile just to justify his story. Some found it ridiculous, and some found his behavior childish. What do you have to prove to anyone after all these years? The fans wondered. One comment said, "The fact that you even have to have a paperwork party speaks for itself." And another person told us, T.I cannot stop embarrassing himself. But if you thought that T.I stopped after he threw the paperwork party, you'd be mistaken. He has something more for Boosie. This time around, he told us about his feelings in a song.
I'ma tell you something serious, nigga coming here trying to boost a career ain't coming, dear.
T.I came at Boosie on a track that's been long awaited by T.I fans. Just a few days back, T.I released his track Active alongside Kevin Gates, and boy did these two tear the track apart. It's not 100% sure, but the track will most likely show up on Tip's Kill the King album that a lot of people believe will be his last. The track addressed a whole variety of topics, but the one that caught our and the hip-hop world's attention the most is the one that talks about Boosie. Even though Tip didn't call Boosie out by his name, he had a few punchlines on the track that went straight to Boosie's home address. You started yelling, started telling, but on IG, you hard as hell. I'm gonna tell you something serious. Come in here and try to boost your career and commandeer. I'm gonna commandeer the situation. Treat him like a hunting deer in the frontier. Listen, I've been king 21 years, took losses, never shed one tear. That's cause even when the future unclear, confidence, I always had a ton up here. Even though Tip did not make it too obvious, we all caught up quickly to what was going on. So to the fans, One comment said, if Boosie is smart, he'll move his family out of Atlanta and forbid his son from being in the city alone. It says Boosie, y'all. Others had similar opinions. T.I is unleashed, and he's at his most dangerous when he's under pressure. If you're a real T.I fan, you know his best work is when he under pressure. And he even made a new fan. T.I went hard as fuck on this. I don't listen to him much, but this right here, fire. Now there's another video that came out just the other day where a reporter talked to T.I, and he opened up about the whole situation that he got going on with Boosie. In fact, if you ask Tip, there's no beef between these two at all, and it's just a big misunderstanding. They just had to talk it over, and apparently it's gonna all be good.
First of all, man, it ain't no beef. You know what I'm saying? We grown men. Our sons still are very close to each other. There is no beef. It's a misunderstanding. Someone misspoke. And I believe that someone has come to terms with that understanding, and it'll be handled offline. You dig? It ain't no beef.
So more of a private manner.
Yeah, I think, yeah, the way it should have been in the first place.
Another point the report made was the rest of the internet also speculated upon at some point. There's a possibility that this whole drama between Tip and Boosie actually took place because they both wanted to raise some tension and get the views up before they dropped some music. There's all kinds of nasty strategies out there, and these rap players are not afraid to use each and every one of them, no matter how sly they seem. Tip naturally denied the assumption and said that was never the plan. Rather, it's a question of a big misunderstanding, and everything is going to get resolved itself offline. One thing is clear as day, though, there is some contradiction between what T.I is doing and saying to the public. Just a week ago, he was waving his paperwork in front of a crowd and telling everyone that someone very special didn't make it to the party.
I've been waiting on one special invited guest to show up, and he ain't showed up yet. But it was somebody who had something to say about me and had to question my, disposition to some of my cases.
We all know that he was talking about Boosie that didn't pull up and see his papers. Yet there he is claiming that he's got no problems or issues with Boosie whatsoever. And that it's all just a misunderstanding. No beef between these two, just business as usual. Things are not adding up, but that's not the first time that we're getting some mixed feelings about our boy Tip. Perhaps they're all kicking it together, but this is just one big bump in the road and they're on their way to finding some peace with each other. We still gotta wait to see what Boosie comes up with. This really is a big deal. Boosie will surely speak up about it in the very near future. Until then, what do y'all think about this new track from T.I and Kevin Gates? Was it fire, and was it meant for Boosie? Also, do you think their problems are going to just get solved quickly, or is this something that's going to stay and keep these two wide apart from each other for a long time? Let us know what you think about it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure to press that like button, hit that subscribe button to our channel, and check out all the other videos because we got plenty of hip-hop content ready and waiting for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching till the end, and as always, remember to keep it RIZZLE.